Okay, here's an update on our ICF pour. In the first video we explained what I screwed up, and what happened was, it's my first time doing this, but I set the first course and glued it down, but I did not get a zip tie or something to bring the blocks together. So there were gaps here between some of the blocks, and it made all the teeth, it made the teeth not line up like this. So this did not happen here. So what I did is I took a saw and I cut all the teeth off the first row, put some foam and glue down, set the second row, and filled in these gaps with foam. Some people were concerned that the teeth are holding things together. That's not how it works. The teeth really don't add a lot of structural integrity to this when you're pouring. What happens is the webbing between the blocks is what holds everything together. And if you brace it, if you have vertical bracing, then the blocks are not going to, if you have vertical bracing, the blocks are not going to shift this way. They'll stay lined up. So the teeth really just help keep the blocks lined up and level, is and square. It's the main purpose of the teeth, to help the blocks stay lined up. Anyway, so we poured it Friday. Today's Saturday. We poured it Friday, October 20, whatever that was. And the pump truck came and he said, hey, really good job on the bracing. We have some seams here. And he said typically he sees these ICFs leak, but on the pour here, there wasn't one leak that came through the blocks. And very happy about that. The doorway, we have this thick timber here. This is 4 by 6 for the doorway. We're just going to affix a door straight to that big timber. I put some bolts in through here, and they go deep into the concrete, some anchor bolts. And then once the concrete's set, I'll just tighten this up and it'll suck this wood right into the door jamb. But anyway, that is the type of bracing we did. These are the areas where there were some gaps, the blocks. We had to fill in some middle spaces there. So it pretty much looks the same all the way around. The pump truck guy who does a lot of these ICFs, he said he typically sees blowouts around windows and doors. So we made sure to put a little extra bracing around the windows and doors. Since this is a utility building, it's just going to have electric panels coming in, well pumps, maybe some propane tanks on the outside of it here, maybe a water tank. But that's the bracing we did around the window. And this area here, there was about 3 inches. The webbing is here. The webbing is here on this row. So we had about 3 inches of webbing, or 3 inches of block that did not have webbing. So we just put some wood there to keep the foam from blowing out. But it was glued to the bucking, so that helped as well. We'll take a look on the inside. Anyway, the door jamb, this is how we brace the door jamb. Kind of back up, give you a view there. So we have thick timber around the door, anchor bolts going into the concrete here and there, 3 big anchor bolts. And then what we did is we put a brace on the floor to press the timber against each side, top, bottom, and middle. The interior bracing, we're using the Build Brace system. Super easy to set up. These are every 4 to 6 feet on center. We don't have them too close to the corner. They're probably, one is about, one's pretty close to the corner, but it's hard to get both of them close to the corner because as you see, the brace, one brace needs to come out and the other needs to, it'll run into the other brace if you bring one too close, if you bring both of them too close to the corner. But no problems, no leaks. You can see all the way around here. No leaks, no problems, nothing. Everything's good. And the sound definitely changed after we poured the, filled these walls up. These things are very solid. I mean, you don't hear, it doesn't sound like it used to, which is pretty cool. Bring it to the top of the ladder here. We'll do a little walk around. Now the engineer called for this, we're gonna do a slab roof. The engineer called for this number 5 angle, about every foot on center. So that's what we did, and we used a 2x4 to keep it where the height needs to be. Yeah, finished it off, and we'll let this set up before I start taking anything down, and then in about 30 days we'll pour the slab on the roof. Take all this bracing down, pour the slab on the roof, and we'll be done. Anyway, if you have any questions about concerns about, you know, whether or not you're going to get blowouts in your ICF, how you got to brace them and all that other stuff, you know, how we did it here, we had 0 issues, and you know, it's a pretty good system. So this video should give you an idea of what to expect as far as bracing. The little vertical straps we have here at the top, we have the 10-foot tall built brace, and the wall is actually 12 feet. So we put a strap every couple of feet just to tie the last 2 courses, or just to tie the last course into the wall, so when we were pouring the top, it didn't, you know, come loose or dislodge. All right, you guys have a good one.